After only 3 months, the first Golden Bachelor couple is divorcing. And I'm not interested in spreading nasty rumors about Gerry or Theresa because I don't know them personally. I don't want to spread gossip. There are plenty of videos and posts that have done that already. I want to focus on 3 lessons we can learn from their quick marriage and divorce. Number one, they barely knew each other. It takes time to really get to know somebody you're dating, especially if you're going to marry them. Gerry and Theresa knew each other a very short time before they got engaged, and they got married after a very short engagement. I think it was the shortest engagement ever on the Bachelor franchise. And yes, given the fact that they were older, that maybe they knew themselves a little bit more, they didn't want to waste time. I get that. But their courtship and their marriage were big media events. It's not real life. All of the stuff that was on camera was not real life. And so 3 months after their wedding, they announced their divorce, which means the marriage must have been failing for a while. I mean, when I got divorced, my marriage had been in trouble for a very long time. So just imagine 3 months, what was going on. Here's a lesson that I'm taking away. Get to know somebody over time and through good times and hard times. This is really essential. See what they are like when they are stressed and how they handle conflict. Go for a drive with them. See how they handle traffic, road rage. All of those things are going to give you clues about what they do in stressful situations, because one thing that's guaranteed is there's going to be stress and there's going to be conflict. So get to know somebody over time. The beginning stages of any relationship are exciting, usually the honeymoon period. It's not a great time to lock things down. Number two, they had mismatched lifestyles. This was spoken about a lot. Their lifestyles were just not aligned. Gerry was retired. Theresa was very happily employed and doing really well in her job. And in an interview, Gerry said, "I've been retired for a long time. I wanted fun and adventure. I wanted to go do things." So the crux of it right now is, when does that start? When one partner is ready to go and travel and have fun and adventures while the other is tethered to a career that they love, it's hard to make that relationship work. The lesson that I'm taking away is, make sure your lifestyles match before you get married. If one person is retired and the other is still working, it doesn't have to mean that the relationship won't succeed, but it is important to communicate how you're going to navigate this challenge before you tie the knot. I remember when my mother married for the second time, her husband had been retired for a while, and she loved her job as a real estate broker. And he was basically just sitting home and not doing much. So it really depends on what the other person is doing in retirement. It can work. It can work, but it means a lot of good communication, and working this stuff out before you get married is a really smart idea. Number three, their family values made it hard for either one of them to move. Neither Theresa nor Gerry wanted to leave their families and merge their lives in one place. While they admitted that they had gone house hunting and they could never agree on where to live, they were trying, but moving away from family was a compromise that was too great for both of them. The lesson I'm taking away is to discuss the importance of all lifestyle differences. Where you're going to live before you get hitched is a big one. Many older couples do struggle with giving up their home, giving up proximity to family, and it can be a deal breaker. But with the right communication, there could be a compromise that will work for both partners, such as having 2 separate homes, taking turns visiting family, or living apart together where both partners keep their homes and make plans to see each other pretty often. I know Helen Fisher, who is very famous for her dating advice, has done that in her third marriage. I don't even know how many times she's been married, but she lives in Manhattan. Her husband lives in the Bronx, which is not that far away, probably a half an hour, but they don't live together. They maintain separate homes and they see each other during the week. I know many successful marriages and long-term relationships that have made this work. So, in conclusion, wonderful marriages don't just happen. They require being intentional about your behaviors, your thoughts, your beliefs, and being all in. They involve choosing well and then putting the effort in to nurture the relationship. Marriages are dynamic and they change constantly, and you get to decide if you want to put in the effort to stay close and to keep growing together. I guess the Golden Bachelor couple did not have what it took to make it work. What are your thoughts on the Golden Bachelor divorce? What did you take away that you can apply to your own life?